Oh, that's so much better. Inside, much warmer. Surviving. What are you doing to survive? Drop in the comments and let me know. Maybe you're watching because you've been through recent or even past grief and you have some pointers, some tips, some insight to share. Please, please, please do. If you're somebody who's fresh in the throes of grief, also share. We're gonna do this cheer here. So yeah, we need people to share and to kind of let us know what your whole MO in your process for surviving in the early stages, the early days of grief when the loss is fresh. What other pointers? Some other points I wanted to make. It can be a process. It is a process. It can be a process of finding out what works for you. What what soothes you, what comforts you. Try as hard as you may not to isolate yourself. You need people. You need support. Get around people who truly support you, not the ones who, brush off or blow off or just kind of undermine what you're going through, what you're feeling or whatever. And come on now, suck it up. Come on now, you got to. I had a friend to say to me, what I'm saying, but life goes on, whatever. Something he said, what I'm saying, yeah, but life goes on. Like, duh. Oh my goodness, I wanted to curse so bad. Like, sir, don't you think I know that? Stupid stuff. People, and I think we've all been guilty of saying stupid stuff around people who are grieving. That's a whole new video right by itself. It's just that we just don't know how to respond, and we're just so ill-equipped. We're just not very well adjusted or equipped to deal with people and to know how to respond to grief. And sometimes you can do all the right things and it still seems to be the wrong thing. Somebody's just snappy or angry or just combustible or just combative. Grief can bring out the worst in people. Oh my goodness. Grief can bring out the worst in us. Because there's so many emotions swirling around. We're dealing with the things that we were already dealing with before we lost that loved one. And then having to, putting the loss on top of whatever struggles and challenges we already had, that we already have. It can just be a recipe for spontaneous combustion. But yeah, just try to just kind of, I don't know. You have to find ways to just level out and level yourself and be around good people and people who support you, people who, allow you to grieve. Nothing will be more agitating than folks who just rushing you and you're waiting on you to, get with the program and come back to normal and get come back to your normal self, especially if they were people that you have always given to. Somebody's doing more taking, somebody's doing more giving. And so if you're the kind of person who's a giver, or you around people who've been take, and we all know some of those people, and you're grieving and now you're out of pocket and you just completely you're just out of commission. You don't have anything to give right now. And they're just pulling at you and pulling at you and pulling at you because they're used to you providing for them, giving to them. And, whether it's a spouse or a sibling or, a child, a small child, adult child, whatever. And they're just looking for you to just jump back on the saddle and fall in where you were and keep giving to me and keep serving me and keep, so I can get back so they can get back to where they were, take. And you're just not there. Don't let them rush you. You don't let people rush you. Whether it's, that kind of scenario, whether it's just people just in general, just thinking they're doing you a favor by pushing you and, quote, encouraging you to get better. And, oh, girl, you just got to come on. You got to, oh, listen, sir, man, you gotta come on, man. Hey, man, hey, man, no, man, just man up, man. Hey, just what's the word we use? We just say, just suck it up and come on, you move on, and you move on at your pace, and you need people around you who will allow you to do that. And if you 5 weeks in, 3 months in, you still crying a lot, people who are making you feel bad because your mama, honey, your child, honey, your spouse is resting. Ain't no need for you to be doing all that crying. Girl, come on, let's go. Oh man, come on, man. You come on, man. It's been a minute, man. And people don't understand. A year is like a day. You're trying to figure out how the world is just going on because you're just in shock, and your whole world has just been turned upside down, and people just looking for you to just get it together in a matter of days, in a matter of weeks, in a matter of months. Find you some people to be around. You're in survival mode. You're just trying to survive. Find you people to be around, folks that will support you. Sometimes we have to hear something hard or whatever, but just there's a way to say things. And there's a way to pull people back up and back into a place of strength and, hope and optimism. But you don't do that. We don't do that by undermining people's feelings, undermine the griever, the person who's grieving, by undermining their feelings, by rushing them, by low-key shaming them for what I'm saying. You still crying. God, I thought she was over there. Oh man, come on, man, let's go watch the game, man. It's time for. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell one of my most watched and favorite movies that deals with the subject of grief is Fatherhood. There's a movie called Fatherhood. If you've never watched it, go and it's usually on Netflix. And once in a while you may be able to find it for free on Tubi or what's the other one? What's the other one I like to watch? Peacock, Tubi, some of these streaming services or whatever. There was a time I watched it on Tubi. Yeah, Kevin Hart, Alfre Woodard. Oh God, I forgot the girl that plays opposite Kevin Hart. I think there's an African girl. What is the guy's name? He plays Jordan or whatever. If there's never been a movie that I've seen, and I don't profess to have seen all movies, but there's still a lot of stuff, even old school stuff that I've not seen, or movies I've seen bits and pieces of. ADD, get sidetracked. Oh yeah, I started watching that movie, but I never finished. That one I've seen a lot. And I don't know if it was just soothing to me. When I was grieving, I watched that movie so many times. And I just think Kevin Hart, he just plays such an amazing role. He of course, he's the main character. Oh my goodness. I'll play some snippets of that, and it kind of makes some kind of intertwine some points about how we respond to people when they're grieving. Our need to rush people, to whether intentional or unintentional, undermine people's grief. Have people that can add to the stress of grieving. It's just being around people who don't know how to respond to us, sometimes we don't know how to respond to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's fresh, if you've not had a whole lot of grief, a lot of loss in your life. Oh my goodness, it can just be so confusing, or as I said on the previous segment, just really weird at times, really weird. Take care of yourself. Just take care of yourself and do what you have to do to survive, to get through the days. And find what works for you, what helps you get through the days, what refuels you, what comforts you, who comforts you, and just lean into that. A lot of it's finding balance. We need people. We need folks around us who support us. But there's other times you're gonna find yourself by yourself. There's times you need to get by yourself. A lot of times, for me, it's just hard to process being around other people. I am an ambivert. And I say that because your personality style, whether you're an extrovert, ambivert, if you're an extrovert, introvert, ambivert, if you're an introvert anyway, then you probably, don't have a whole lot of, patience for, I don't know, people, just being around too many people and for too long. But I just feel like grief can just catapult you and throw you into just kind of some different spaces and some different places mentally and psychologically. You've been an extrovert all your life, and you're grieving now, and people don't even recognize you anymore. You barely recognize yourself. You're an introvert now. You just want to crawl under your rock or into your shell and get away from people. Sometimes that's necessary, but here again, you want to balance. You don't want to get to the point where you're isolating yourself and running the risk of. You don't want to run the risk of just getting to where you're regressing. You're progressing, but you're regressing, and you're moving backwards and not. It's tricky. It's just tricky. It's just tricky because some days you feel like oh my goodness. There were days when I felt like, months when I felt like I'm getting there. I shouldn't say getting there. There's no there as in destination. It's a journey. But I'm progressing. I'm getting better. And then there'll be a moment, a trigger, something that happens. I find myself in a certain space. I'm somewhere. I'm in Mama's space and around her things or whatever. And I just feel all the way set back. Well, I read at one point in time, the second year is the worst. I don't think it was for me. It's a little over 2.5 years right now, but it's going to be different for everybody. But yeah, there's times when you've made progress and made progress and made progress. You feel like you're making progress. And then you're just having setbacks. Factor those in and consider the setbacks part of the progress. You know what I'm saying? You go through them, or like I said on the first segment, is walk through it. You want to walk through the pain. You want to lean into the tears. You want to lean into the hurt and feel what you're feeling. And it may be disappointing to feel like you just always having setbacks and I don't feel like I'm getting better. I'm not moving forward. But yeah, just go through them. Find whoever you can talk to. You praying. You're meditating. These are very important. I'll do a whole video on those different helps. What works for you based on your belief system, based on where you are, and yeah, sometimes I think we have to consider the setbacks part of the progress. And you look up, and at that time you don't know where the time went. You don't know at what point something clicked or at what point you started it. I couldn't pinpoint for you at what point I started to just feel relatively normal again. And just like, do I still have setbacks? You bet I do, but not as many. And so you kind of have to see the setbacks as part of the process. It's like, I'm having setbacks. I get 2 steps and I'm jolted 10 steps backwards. And before you know it, you're not having as many setbacks. But yeah, find what and who comforts you. I could probably do a whole video on the coulda, wouldas, shouldas, the regrets, that can be really hard on you. Sometimes you gotta just learn how to just take control of the thoughts that come into your mind. That was very important for me. It's just the coulda, wouldas, and the shouldas, and what if, and if I hadn't, I shouldn't have said that, and that particular argument I had with Mom, or that particular, what I'm saying, when she told me to do so and so, so I should have listened. Lots of regrets and just feeling like, blaming yourself, shaming yourself. Accentuate the positive. Just try to focus on the good times, the hard times, the rough moments, all the ways you did things wrong. They did things wrong to you. You did things wrong to them. Maybe not so much if you're dealing with the loss of a small child, but with adult relationships, it can be challenging. Just our relationships are just fraught with challenges and disagreements and contentions, and we're human. We're broken and fallible creatures. There's no reason for us to expect to always get along, for everything to just go perfectly, to go well in relationships. But when you lose somebody close to you, expect that those hard times and those disagreeable times and those contentious moments and everything that didn't go well in the relationship, you can expect those things to come bubbling to the surface and to constantly be trying to, come up in your mind and remind you of you shut that stuff off. You got to shut it down. Think of happy times or whatever. It's mind control will be huge for me in managing grief and surviving. Mind control. Same thing with my panic attacks and having anxiety attacks. I remember being right here in this house, it was just mother's home house, And it'd been some months, and I'm really just getting really frustrated with the panic attacks and the anxiety attacks. This whole sense of, if you've never had one, be grateful. Just a whole sense of dread and doom, just like just everything's ending or whatever, and it's just you're panicking or whatever, and it's just like you just have labored breathing and all this other stuff. But I just remember one particular day I had to shut the foolishness down. I'm like, you know what? No. I'm the only one in the house. I'm talking out loud, talking to myself. No, we're not doing this. Just no. You're okay. There's nothing wrong with you. You're okay. We're not doing this today. Okay? We're just not. And trying to put my mind on something else. I don't know if I turned the music on or whatever, but I had a full-blown conversation, me talking to me. I shut it down. And do you not know, the panic attack, the anxiety attack went wherever the hell it went. I don't know, and I don't care. We're not doing this today. What's the saying that says you can't stop the birds from flying over your head, but you can stop them from building a nest in your hair? And that's where I was on that particular day. We're not building nests in my hair today. No. You're going to have to go find you a new host. I'm not available today. Keep it moving. I promise you, I had to get renegade and combative because I just got sick of it. It was just like, you know what I'm saying? Just being and feeling so entirely out of control. No, we're not doing this today. You're okay. This is me talking to me. We used to tell the kids when I used to work at daycare way back in my 20s, like, no, you're okay. You're okay. And you just start whining. You know there's nothing wrong with them. You're okay. I don't know if I went and listened to a lot of Helen Ryan, who is the host, the narrator of a lot of the progressive hypnosis videos. I don't know if that's something that's congruent with your belief system, but I relied heavily on those. I started listening to progressive hypnosis on YouTube when I had COVID. And I would just, put the headphones on and just really had to have something, because the negative talk, the gloom and the doom, days that I just felt like death warmed over. I dealt with a lot of that with grief. I just need something else pouring into just to shut my mind down, and I relied heavily on that. So I'm grateful for that particular channel on YouTube, Progressive Hypnosis. Helen Ryan, her very soothing voice. And of course I pray and I do affirmations, not as consistently as I used to. We would talk about that on a different video. I'm not nearly as religious as I used to be. Spiritual, but not deeply religious. And I do believe, but my belief system is very much evolved and changed over the last 15, 20, 25 years. But yeah, I do think that prayer is important. Leaning to your faith. Meditation is something that I'm still trying to make time for consistently. I think a lot of times we're meditating without even knowing that we're meditating, but you have to make sure that you can be meditating on the wrong stuff. I hope that you're doing well in your grief process. Just keep looking up, keep going. Just grieving out in nature, get out of nature. Pretty soon I'm going to put together what I call Finding the Right Path to Grief, WRITE, and we'll just kind of start sharing our writings for people who want to kind of get into using writing as a tool of healing and managing and just working through, just processing. It's a process and a journey. And so just kind of, making some things available for you. People have someone to walk through it with them and to take the journey with them. So thanks again for watching. Carol, aka CL. I hope to see you in the next video. Peace, light, love, and blessings. Here's to healthy grieving for you. Okay, so by the time I got to the end of editing this particular segment, I decided against posting clips from the movie Fatherhood. Don't want to end up in YouTube jail getting copyright strikes and all that other stuff. But in lieu of that, I'm posting pictures, a couple of clips from the trailer, even a shot of the book. This movie Fatherhood is based on a true story. 2 Kisses for Maddie, and the life and experience of Matthew Loughlin, his late wife Liz Loughlin, and their daughter Maddie. Really amazing story. I have yet to read the book, but If you have not watched the movie, please do watch the movie. I will link to the official Netflix trailer in the description of this video. But one thing you do need to keep in mind is you watch the official trailer, and of course you're going to get very different clips from what I was going to show you, because basically I was cherry picking different lines from the film, your subtext, subplot, all of the scenes that highlighted our ineptitude, if you will, as a society when it comes to grief and grieving. And there are several scenes in this movie, but you'll see them. If you watch the movie, you'll see them, and you can kind of get the gist of what I was talking about. But enjoy the movie if you watch it. Reflect on it. Drop something in the comments if you've already seen it. And thanks again for watching my segment here, The Foremost Griefism. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification button, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace, light, love, and blessings. Carol, aka CL. Take care.